So, we're gonna talk about Bakuman. I guess first I'll say that this is like just some random rant I have in my head. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. So, this is very impromptu. Whatever. I'll put some like drawing or something. Maybe I'll do like a tribute drawing to Bakuman as I make this. But who knows? So yeah, the main characters are evil. This is obvious. Obviously, Sugumi and Takeshi from Death Note, you know, this is a complete parallel parable of their lives, just it's almost an autobiography. Yeah, obviously they're known for taking the left field approach, and it makes sense. This is an anti-hero story, just softer and a little bit more yaoi. But yeah, I just want to make some points. This might not have that much talk about Bakuman itself. I know it sounds strange, but I haven't read it in a while. It's been probably like 5 years since I actually read the manga all the way through. But I got the essence of it. Like, I should be able to extrapolate some of it. Like the pieces are there, and I'm just gonna try to make whatever sense I can out of it. And this, whatever video this is, whatever format, I'm just the Yap series, the Yap Chronicle. We'll just start discussing the heroes of the story. Excuse me, I'll only go by like Masahiro's nickname, Psycho. I don't really remember whatever his Moritaka or something like. And you have Takagi, the one with the glasses, and you have Nizuma and Miho. That's pretty much all. I'm forgetting someone, aren't I, on purpose? But that's pretty much the main components I need to like explain what I'm gonna say about this. Yeah, Psycho and Takagi are evil. Even Psycho's goals and aspirations, like how you have Naruto who wants to be Hokage, or you have Luffy who wants to find the One Piece, or yada yada, Psycho's main objective is to get a girl, which is not inherently a bad thing at all. Like, that's cool. But it's just like, if we're talking about a heroic approach at things, because it's almost like, in a sense, it's almost like a pickup artist type situation going on. Like, he only is able to get her by trying to become famous and rich, like his uncle talks about, right? It's pretty sleazy, I guess. It's like the main route probably is like focus on the dream and then, start your family or whatever. But no, that's pretty much his goal, and it's pretty selfish. He even says it throughout Psycho even talks about this throughout the series. I'm sure there's some page you guys can verify this, but he doesn't care. Now, Nizuma, on the other hand, the autistic genius, he's the actual hero of the story. First of all, his morality is pure. He just makes manga because he loves manga. He's also, strangely enough, the most like positive out of them. Like, he wants to have friends. He wants to be friends with them and everyone in the manga industry. And it's not much of a competition. It's just fun. You know what I mean? It's like for the fun of the game. It's almost kind of like Goku, who just wants to find stronger people to face. just for the fun of it. But I don't know, Goku's kind of weird too, morally. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, the series kind of shows that there's two ways to, let's just say, to get to God. Like, there's two ways to get there, the passages. Like, you can, and God can just mean whatever you want it to mean, whatever the highest thing you can think of, right? A point or reward or paradise or understanding, right? The way to get to God, you can just be kind of dumb. You can just be stupid, right? Kind of like the tale of Adam and Eve. You know, they already had everything they needed when they were like innocent and ignorant of everything. But once they gained the knowledge of their reality and circumstance, you know, everything went downhill. If you look at it this way, I think even scientists and all these, the religious person, you know, will, both of their paths are valid. Like, maybe we'll make enough advancements that we'll come to some kind of conclusion that, I don't know, whatever the end is, you know, like the end of the story or wherever we're doing right now. And it's a very tedious and stressful path, but it's also like possible, right? And that's the path Psycho and Takagi take. They take the almost the dumb path. You know, like they're taking the path that goes against the natural will of God, you know, because Nizuma, in a way, even though he's a genius, you could say he's kind of stupid, you know, and I mean that in the most respectful way. He just is what he is. He just knows the flow of things, of where he's supposed to be, and he does it. He just simply does it. He's not thinking, as they say through the series, and anyone who's doing something like creative will know that when you get in that flow state or whatever, you're not thinking of anything. You're just immersed in life. You're kind of just dumb, right? Your brain is off. I mean, that leaves more room for God, right? Whatever property or function that is, to kind of invade his consciousness. But Takagi and Psycho on the other hand have to work hard. And by the way, don't even, you, like, if you care, I'm just talking about the Bible. You don't have to like be like, oh, don't go in the comments and be like, oh, this freaking dude, he's talking about God and I'm an atheist, bro. It's not that serious. Just like, look at this. I'm just using words here. Throughout the Bible is it's pretty heavy on not doing things by your own strength, you know. And obviously there's that verse that goes, faith without works is dead, right? Which is just like, however you want to interpret that, which also goes into Death Note. And I'll say this like extremely briefly, but if you think about Nier and Mello, they're basically that verse. Mello's approach was more aggressive and more active, more the whatever masculine sphere of things. And then Nier's approach was a bit more logical and kind of passive, you know, introspective, but still, you know, making progress. But they couldn't beat Light without both of them together, right? The two sides or the two polarities needed to have a marriage. That wasn't a yaoi reference or anything. But yeah, back to the duo in Bakuman. they're really doing something that's astronomical, and they say this in the first chapter pretty much, that it's all just a huge gamble and you're better off just playing the lottery. And it's weird, as someone that like creates stuff, I'm sure you can relate. I'm sure you guys create stuff. If you're here, if the algorithm is truthful, you will know, like, to make something go viral and you're not doing it naturally, like you're calculating it, it's not actual logic. Like you almost have to understand, you almost have to comprehend what entropy is, or you got to know how randomness works. You have to trick people into thinking that something's natural when it's not, and that takes a different way of thinking. It almost is like being smart enough to be dumb, which Nizuma already like is, right? But they have to be able to trick the reader, like they say throughout the series, like being able to be undetectable, right? I'm amazed by things like the freaking Mimic song, like that Five Nights at Freddy's song. Like it's so silly, but at the same time I just think it's genius, because I don't think people realize how complicated that is to make a hit like that, because it's almost impossible. It just has to happen. But Takagi and Psycho are trying to they're pretty much going against God himself. And this is not, I'm not just trying to say some buzzwords. Like, I think this is not an exaggeration, because what they're up against is just the natural order of life. They're pretty much trying to do dark magic. Yeah, they're trying to control things. That's why they're kind of evil. But I don't know. That was just a quick little rant. If I drew a picture, there's the picture. Bro, I just like, I don't think I really tried on it. That's besides the point. Yeah, if I should do more of these, I'll do more of these. It wasn't very researched, but it was just coming from my head. But I think that's okay too. You guys can confirm this. What you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Rate it? What does that egg say? All right. I love you guys.